or marhaba as we say in Dubai. Thank you so much for tuning in to my video today. I am showing you my typical everyday foundation routine with a little bit of a light contour and bronzing. Before I put on foundation, I always put on a makeup primer. The purpose of a makeup primer is to give your skin a nice smooth surface to apply your foundation on, and it also helps your makeup last longer. I personally love this Marc Jacobs coconut primer because it's for normal to dry skin. As many of you know, I have very dry skin, so this primer gives me just a little bit extra hydration on my skin throughout the day. So I normally do about 2 pumps. And I just apply it on my skin, and I let it just soak into my skin for about 30 seconds after I apply. Next, I'm going to use this Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. This is a full coverage foundation, however, it's very breathable and it doesn't feel heavy on my face, and I just love the finish it gives my skin. Of course, I'll be using my favorite beauty tool, the Beauty Blender. I always put foundation on my eyelids just to kind of give me a little bit of a base and a primer for my eyeshadow. Don't forget your neck and your chest. And I always do my ears as well. Now I'll move on to my concealer. Today I am using the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I like this concealer because it is very lightweight, so it really doesn't settle into the fine lines underneath my eyes. If I use anything too heavy, it just magnifies the lines and it looks awful. If you're in the US and you have access to an Ulta store or Ulta.com, I also love the Tarte Shape Tape. This is a fabulous concealer as well. So these two are my 2 go-to concealers if you have fine lines underneath your eyes. And I mostly use concealer just to cover up slightly dark circles that I have and to just brighten my under eye area. And I always put a little bit around my nose. Sometimes my nose looks a little bit red, and that happens to a lot of women. It's just hormonal. So a little bit of concealer helps to cover that up. So now that I have my foundation and concealer on, I'm going to set it with pressed powder. A lot of people like to use loose powder, but I find that it really settles in to all of my fine lines. It just has always worked better for me to use pressed powder. I am using the Dior Forever Compact. I'm just going to put it on my face with a nice fluffy brush. So I just sweep it over the powder and blot it on my face. And always remember to do your neck and your chest as well, so everything looks nice and even and your skin looks the same color everywhere. I do a very light contouring on my face. I don't really like a heavy contour look on me, but I do like to give my face a little bit of structure. This palette comes with 3 contour shades and 3 highlight shades. I always use the lightest contour, and sometimes if I'm wearing a lot of self tanner, I will move on to this contour shade. I never use this one because it's too dark for me, and I always use the very pale highlight shade. I like to use this little contour brush, and I very lightly dab it into the lightest shade. I suck in my cheeks and I just apply a little bit of the powder right underneath my cheekbone. Now I am buffing out my contour with this flat buffer brush from Juvia's Cosmetics. My face just looks like it has a little bit more definition. If you're unsure of where to place your contour lines, go to my Pinterest page. It's called The Beauty Magulus. I'll link it in the description box below. And I have a board called Highlight and Contour. And on that board, I have pinned a bunch of different face charts based on the face shape that has almost a highlight and contour map. You can easily just follow the guide and you'll be contoured up in no time. I am going to just lightly contour my nose. I do not like a heavily contoured nose at all, but I like to give my nose just a little bit of definition. To buff in my contour nose, I will be using this Juvia's smudger brush. Now my face has a little bit more definition to it. The last thing I'm gonna show you today is a tiny bit of bronzer because I pretty much wear bronzer every single day to warm up my face a bit. I like this brush because it has a domed structured tip, but it's still pretty fluffy. And it's just a really nice brush for applying bronzer. The bronzer I'll be using today is the NARS Laguna Tiare bronzer. This is limited edition. Finally, I buff everything into my skin with this Tarte buffer brush. And it just gives me a very nice natural finish, which is more of my makeup style. Okay, so I'm going to quickly put on the rest of my face, and that's it. So this is my final look and pretty much how I wear my makeup on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to like this video and share with your friends. Yalla, bye-bye.